Hello, and welcome to the Espionage and Counterespionage course. I'm excited about this session and the knowledge you will gain from the material. It's exciting that you are all here due to your hard work. The course will study the concepts and theories of espionage and counterespionage. I will tell you more about myself and my expectations in this video. I will advise you and allow you to contact me if you have any questions and concerns. Let's start with who Dr. Charles Rousseau is. Well, I'm a 30-plus year veteran of the U.S. intelligence community. I have worked in the intelligence field as an analyst for government agencies such as the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Department of Homeland Security, various U.S. military and armed force intelligence arms, and other government entities. My intelligence career started back in the 1990s during the First Persian Gulf War. It quickly morphed into doing anti-terrorism and force protection for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, which kicked off my counterterrorism background, which was my precursor to working in Homeland Security. Law enforcement organizations in the U.S. intelligence community investigated ways to counter terrorist attacks within the U.S. and military bases inside and outside where there was a military presence. This included espionage and counterespionage. After the attacks of September 11, 2001, I was recalled to active duty, where I went to the National Infrastructure Protection Center, the precursor to the Department of Homeland Security, where we looked at the critical infrastructure of the United States. Then, by December 2001, we had figured out that Al-Qaeda was looking at threats to economic and critical infrastructure, such as power, water, transportation. After reserving at the NIPC, I went to the Department of Defense, where I served as an intelligence analyst for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, working on the Afghan crisis. When I was released, I went into contracting, working many contracts within the Department of Homeland Security and Defense Department and the Defense Intelligence Agency. I then continued my human intelligence from interrogations to asset development and took a job with the U.S. Air Force doing counter-IED operations, Reaper, Predator, Global Hawk. In 2010, I went to the FBI as an intelligence analyst in collection management, counterterrorism, and white-collar crime, like identity theft, mortgage fraud, healthcare fraud. I also was part of the evidence response team working on such cases as fraud, human trafficking, child pornography, and other federal crimes. I was then transferred to the Terrorist Explosive Device Analytics Center to investigate improvised explosive devices construction and manufacturing. Many of the tools and techniques we'll examine and discuss in this course will, of course, be about espionage, intelligence, and countering espionage. I continue researching, studying, and writing articles for student benefit and the scholarly perspective. My word of advice is to you as a student. I understand that we are all working adults. We have families, jobs, and extracurricular activities. We continue living life, and it doesn't stop just because we decide to go to school. I advise you to consider schooling a responsibility and holding yourself accountable for keeping up with your studies. Think of your studies as essential to block time. You should always be looking at learning, whether through reading a book, looking at articles, or improving your research methods. These things will go a long way in your academic pursuits. And whether you continue from a bachelor's to a master's to a PhD, schedule time to read, research, and write daily, even just 15 minutes. If you need to get a hold of me, please email me. Again, I'm here for you and happy to support you in your academic journey. Take care.